Good morning, all. Oh, yeah. Make sure we got good angles here. Gretchen and Megan, Stephanie, Sarah. Just take a minute here. Oh, we invoke you with offerings, Lord of the multitudes. We invoke you with offerings, Lord of love. We invoke you with offerings, guardian of the treasure. Come and sit within us, revealing the realm of the gods within us, yes. Revealing the realm of the gods and the goddesses within us. Om. Okay. Good morning, friends. Tammy, Shigeko, Sam, great. This is Shio as well, and others who I've said hello to, and the others who are incognito. Thanks for joining, everyone. And so if you're newer to the stream, we do this this thing that's called Chai and Chat, and just a little bit of a warmer upper, if you will, a little bit of conversation starter for our practice. And I'm searching for something that I wanted to talk about a little bit here. This is a book that I've written, just so you know. this manuscript, and it's full of just amazing things. A lot of material in here. And today, the name, as we know, of the class is called Ekagrata. Ekagrata, and that essentially means one-pointed mind. One-pointed mind. And there's a section here in the manuscript, and you can't see it's probably backwards, but it's mind. And I'm going to talk about this for Chai and Chat here today. It's called the 5 conditions of the Chitta. I really don't need to look at it because I wrote it, but I'm going to refer to it. And so Ekagrata means one-pointed mind. And what we understand, good morning, Sarah, is that it's difficult, even if you will, to say that the mind can enter into a one-pointed state. There's emotions that come in, other thoughts that come in. We all know this story, We're living it, really. And so what the yogis were able to understand, that the conditions of the chitta, the conditions of the mind, were predicated by the influence of the gunas, of rajas, tamas, and sattva guna. And if that term is a little newer for you, I know there's a bunch of teachers here that are on the queue, on the stream. But rajas guna is the energy of activity, just simply put. Tamas guna is the energy of inertia or dullness, and sattva guna is the energy of purity. And ultimately, our yoga practice is taking those gunic energies and literally reconfiguring energetically our inner being and our mind, if you will. And so the invitation for our yoga practice is to always do something, say, that has a sattvic quality, if you will. And then, so the 5 conditions of the chitta are first mudha, M-U-D-H-A, mudha. And that word just essentially means dull or dominated by tamas guna. The second is chipta, and that means restless or dominated by rajas guna. So chipta, rajas guna in the mind, and vikshipta, distracted, dominated by rajas, but sattva increasing. And then ekagra, one-pointed, sattva dominated. Ekagra, one-pointed, sattva dominant. And then nirodha, and that means no thought waves at all, if you will, no thought waves whatsoever. And so this, then we begin to understand that if our mind has a more pure quality, then the level, literally the level of concentration can increase or be stable, if you will. And the value of that is then that mind can then be pointed towards, a divine principle, if you will, and then the capability of the internalization of consciousness in the advancement of higher stages of consciousness then can happen. And again, it's really that simple. Without that, then it is likely that it won't happen. And so in our practice today, so then kind of how do we unpack that for, what we do in our asana practice? And I'm going to guide us into 3 ways. And you'll see how this works. And often, but underserved part of our practice, good morning, Maggie, is dristi. And we just know that is gazing, if you will, at a single point. But even if you do that now, I'm just going to take a minute. And you stabilize your gaze, all of a sudden you feel like your mind becomes very focused and very still just by focusing your literally the visual field of what you're looking at. And so again, there's this automatic internalization of experience. And so we'll practice in our asana today that quality of the dristi. And then, though, we'll also bring your awareness to kind of inner physical experience. So then we take our capability of our awareness and our perception and place it, say, internally into the body's fabric, our asanas, and that can be helpful, absolutely. And then lastly, the last field that we'll work with in Ekagrata, one-pointed mind, is then taking, say, that narrow band of perception and trying to experience the yoga asana, the yoga pose, as a whole, as experienced in its entirety. And that's where so much of this magic is, if you will. So we're really just playing with fields of perception, refining it, defining it, and then expanding it. Ekagrata, one-pointed mind. So thanks, friends, for chai and chat. That's all I got for now. And I'm going to slip back to my mat. Let's all kind of dial in our seated position. And we'll give this a go. Ekagrata. Ekagrata. One-pointedness. So get comfy, and then let the spine elongate. We notice that we engage the muscles of the back, the shoulder blades just kind of slip down the back to establish that asana, right? Sthira sukham, so stability and ease, kind of structural integrity, and then inner kind of releasing and letting go. And bring your breath into the belly, into the diaphragm. And let the nervous system kind of deregulate, maybe from its sympathetic vibrations, and let it become softer. It seems like that's also an essential quality, is that we're functioning from a more parasympathetic system. And then it seems like action is replaced by presence. So, presence. The eyes are closed here, and the darkness behind the eyelids the emptiness of the void is our reflection here. Set the sankappa, the intention, the solemn promise, and the offering is to include maybe something, in your affairs of your life that's could benefit from having a little more concentration, a little more one-pointedness. Maybe there's something that, you're just a little, your mind's multitasking and making it more singular. Helpful. Chant the Om a couple times, and things will get going here. So exhale the breath completely, and then inhale Last time inhale. Vichani Shivani Shabmani Sahayogan Bhajantume Yogan Prapati Sheman Shaksheman Prapati Yogan Chanamo Ahoratyam Astu. Great Spirit, may we become accomplished in the practices of yoga, and may we be happy. Let this body made of the 28 planets be fully engaged in the practices of yoga, and through that engagement we ask that we're protected. And by being protected, may we remain engaged in yoga. Om. Okay, friends, namaste. Gratitude for your participation. Let's come to a tabletop position, and we'll just speed off, slip off of this seated position and come to tabletop here. And then just begin to circle the hips in, say, a clockwise fashion, just to kind of unravel the body. And so any movements here that just feel good to wake up into the physical form, the framework of Prithvi Sharira, earth body. And the elbows can move, the head can move, and all the things. What happens in our asana practice is once we kind of, stir the pot a little bit physically, the subtle body is, starts to be revealed kind of viscerally through like subtle perception. And it's really kind of a powerful mechanism for Ekagrata, for one-pointed concentration, if you will. So back into neutral tabletop, we'll do some Vidalasana. We know this is cow stretches. So fingers spread wide, hands ground firm, shoulder blades down the back, core releases down as you inhale, look up, collarbones broad here, sits bones can flare, and then exhale, rounding, belly button in, chin and tailbone in, just press through the hands really firmly as you do that, and then inhale, right, the belly releases down, gaze goes up, just kind of feeling that. One of the things that we've worked on recently is really establishing a grounded position, and you'll notice that if you bring just like, say, a bit of awareness, attention is the best way to put it, to the parts of the body that are on the earth, just continue to do cat-cow stretches, then that act, if you will, of directed perception, you'll notice has a feature of Ekagrata, has a feature of one-pointed concentration. So we're participating viscerally through kind of like direct perception of the experience itself. Yeah, and then back to a neutral position. Let the left hand plant under the face, firmly grounded, and it'll float the right hand to the sky. Give the wrist a spin here, breathe deeply. Oh yeah, and then a nice big inhale, exhale, feeding right hand through on the inside, left shoulder and ear, say to the mat, temple area. Left hand reaches top edge of the mat, and then the hips drift to the to the right to seal the twist along the length of the spine here. Nice. And then take a big inhale. Then exhale the left hand back underneath you, ground it. And inhale, float the right. And then gently we'll switch to ground. Right hand, inhale, float left. Give the wrist a spin really. Ground through the fingertips of that right hand. So pressing, breathing deeply. Big inhale. And exhale, floating. Left arm through on the inside right shoulder. And near to the mat. Right hand reaches, top edge, hips drift to the left. Stay with the breath here. Very nice. And then a nice big inhale. And exhale, right hand underneath you, grounded. And then inhale, take the left hand to the sky. And take the gaze to the thumb of the left hand and just pause there. Yeah, first little drishti assignment. Big inhale and exhale, gently release the hand down. So now take the hands off the mat to the right side. A big inhale, exhale, arcing into the left side body, forehead to or towards the earth here. Breathe deeply. And try the outside of that. Oh, the left hip back. Nice. Big inhale. And exhale, gently release out of it. And we switch, of course, so hands off the mat to the left side. Same thing. Big inhale, exhale, arcing right side body. Forehead floats to or towards the earth. And breathe deep. Oh, yeah. Nice. Big inhale. And exhale. Come back up into a neutral position. So we're back in the tabletop. Extend the right leg behind you, toes tucked under on the mat here. Going into that. And then float. That right leg hip height here. The left arm shoulder height. The gaze now is down at the earth, right? So just find a nice spot underneath you to focus on and feel that. And then a big inhale, then exhale. Elbow to knee, squeeze in, just round, super rounding, and then inhale, sweep open. Again, gaze stays down. Exhale, rounding, squeeze. One more of these. Inhale, sweep open. And exhale, round, and then gently release to neutral position. Yeah, and we'll switch this out. Keep your drishti held at the place on the earth. Left leg extends, and then left leg floats when you're ready, and then right arm floats when you're ready. Breathe deeply. Extend the leg back, the hand forward, big inhale. And exhale, rounding, squeeze, elbow to knee. Sustain the drishti, inhale, sweep, open. And exhale, round, squeeze. And then inhale, sweep, open. And exhale, round, squeeze, and release to neutral. We'll meet in down dog here. So just walk the knee, spine to play the hips, toes tuck under, hands ground firm, hips lift. Down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a moment to organize the foundation. So ground roots to the fingers, really firm here. Stretch the heels towards the earth. Externally rotate upper arm bones, so kind of like drape the triceps towards the earth or the biceps to the sky, or broaden the back. A lot of different ways to access the sensation of that. Core tones. And then just notice as a suggestion or instruction is given for the asana, that then there's an action that you say, most likely participate in. And then you're cultivating the sense of the experience with your directed perception. And that has a quality of like narrowing the fabric of the mind, if you will. Just stay with the breath. Just saying. Ooh. Find your drishti at the, wherever's stable for you. There's a lot of different places. And then we'll meet in Balasana, we'll meet in Child's Pose. So knees to the earth, hips to the heels here. Hands float, say, back to the ankles, forehead, earth. Just let everything go, go, go. Breathe into the belly. Yeah. Ekagrata. Pointed mind. And then gently, come on up, and we'll meet back into downward facing dog. Just have to get a little sip of chai there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hips keep lifting. Just send the hips up and back. Bring your directed awareness to the breath now. Just concentrate on the breathing. Deregulate the body as you exhale, so let the tissues of the body soften and become more, parasympathetically aligned. Nice. And then forward fold, so walk the feet to the top of the mat here, so we know this is Uttanasana, forward folding. And lengthen the crown of the head towards the earth, a little yes and no's with the head. Forearms, grabbing, extending the spine. Little movement of the torso, shaking things out a little bit. And then Ardha Uttanasana, we know this is half lift here. So hands, mid-shins, lengthen from tail to crown, shoulders move away from the ears. Let the shoulder blades kind of slip down the back in this kind of neutral position of the angle of the shoulders. You can kind of concentrate on the back muscles here and just kind of feel how that really refines the directed perception. So concentration there. Yeah. Ekagrata. Pointed mind, inhale, breath. Then exhale, lengthen out as you fold down. Chin tucks, hands release at the bottom. A couple more times with, mobility here. Inhale, flat, back half lift. Exhale, folding. And then one more of these here. Inhale, half left. Exhale, fold, a little bit of knees, and then we'll send the left leg back into lunge, and then we'll come on up into Vajrasana. We know this is a crescent here. Take a minute. Back leg quad is active. Arms float when you're ready. Just reach up and up and up. And so this is a perfect opportunity to create stable drishti. And there's choices here. The Ashtanga yogi, they want you to do something that's called Nagadrishta, and that's off the end of the nose to the earth. It's, ends up being, maybe 10 feet, whatever, in front of you. And then there's an option to also gaze at the horizon here. So you choose what feels best for you. The horizon, even though you're probably looking at a wall, kind of has more space associated with it. And then the floor, a little more sense of grounding. And then a big inhale, and exhale, gently release. Nicely done, friends. Here, hands plant, step back into high plank, high push up here. Yeah, breathe deeply. So, in this position, I always align my shoulders behind my wrists. You hear, yoga teachers say shoulders over the wrists, and I really don't subscribe to that. That's just a little harder for my wrists. So I back off a little bit, make the stance a little longer. Stay with the breath here. Oh yeah, and then float the right leg hip height. So just some fun here with the core. Take a big inhale. And exhale, right knee, right elbow, squeeze. And then inhale, leg behind you. And exhale, right knee, left elbow, squeeze. And then inhale, leg behind you. And then gently release it down. We'll switch. So float left leg hip height there. Really energize the leg, you see. And then big inhale. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, squeeze. Inhale, leg behind you. Exhale, left to right, squeeze. Inhale, leg behind you. Exhale, release it down. Oh yeah, so stay with it here. Breathe deeply. Nourishing the body with breath. And then a nice big inhale. Exhale to the knees, to the belly. Enough of the plank challenge probably here. And then inhale, float torso up. Shoulders move away from the ears. Feel into that. Oh yeah. A nice big inhale. We'll pulse this a couple times. Exhale, float torso, forehead down. Then inhale, float on up. Exhale, float down. Find a place on the floor to stare at, one spot here. Again, inhale, float up. Exhale, float down. We'll do one more of these. Inhale, float on up. Tuck back, toes under. Exhale, lift hips back into down dog. Yeah. So find a drishti, right? I'm just going to keep kind of guiding that action. So often our eyes and our gaze just floats around, looks at different things, entertains, all kinds of wonder. And we're just trying to narrow that for this moment, say, in our yoga practice. That allows the internalization of our perception. We know that, yeah. And then little bend knees, and step the left foot to the left hand here. Float on up, the leg adjusting. So back the quad is active, back heel is lifting. And you'll notice that creates all kinds of room and space in the hip flexor arms. Reach up here. Stay with the breath, yeah. So find your drishti, find a gaze, yeah. And then now let's just focus on the engagement of the back leg quad and squeezing the inner thighs towards one another. And you can just feel how the internal directed perception lights up with that. Oh yeah, nice big inhale. And exhale, gently release out of it. Back foot steps to the top of the mat. So Uttanasana here. Yeah, take a moment. Oh yeah. And then inhale, half lift. Pausing, open the knees. Cactus the arms, inhale, flat back. Just standing and reach the arms to the sky. Take the gaze up here. Breathe deeply. Yeah. And then with an inhale, bend the elbows and cactus the arms. I really am a big advocate of inhaling into back bends versus exhaling. We get so much of. Yeah, breathing, elbows. Kind of work back, shoulders away from the ears. And then let the palms turn up. And then inhale, just straighten the arms. Yeah, and then keep the pubic bone pulling back. So we're just squeezing the back of the body. Gaze goes up here. Oh, yeah. So just feel the squeeze at the back of the body. Let that be, a component of your internal kind of directed perception. Oh yeah, and then inhale, sweep the hands and arms. Again, long over the head. And then exhale, bring it into the heart space. Ooh. Inhale, you're breathing, and then exhale, float the hands by your side here. Take a moment. Find your gaze now at the horizon. So we'll utilize the sense of space. And we kind of focus on a point out in front of us, but we also receive, if you will, the entire perceptive field. Just take a moment, let that soak for a moment. Yeah, and then inhale, sweep the hands and arms over the head. Exhale, swan dive, folding forward. Nice, friends, here. And then inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold bend the knees, send now the right leg back into that lunge. Inhale, float, upper body and arms. So find your drishti again here. Oh yeah, nice big inhale. Stay with me here. Exhale, left hand to the left waist. And then inhale, reach the right hand forward. We're twisting to the left. So fist, right hand, elbow on the outside of the near thigh, sinking armpit to knee. Left hand covers the right. Left hip draws back, left shoulder away from left ear. And just recognize all those internal directed perceptions. Breathe deeply, firm up the back of the quad. And then right hand to the earth. Left hand to the sky. Breathe here. Stay with the breath. And then draw this left arm over the head. Just lengthen and reach. Feel into that. Deeply breathe. A nice big inhale. And exhale. Arm down, hand down. And then plant. Step back. High plank, high push-up. Really nice. Inhale, breath. Exhale to the knees. And then all the way to the belly. Here, a little different now. Salabhasana, locust pose. So hands down by the sides here. Exhale your breathing. Then inhale, float just the torso initially. So float the torso, shoulders away from the ears. Feel into that. The gaze is pretty much down. And a nice big inhale. And exhale the torso down. And then again, float the torso. Pause there. And then float the legs. Just squeeze into the back body. Breathe in. And then gently release down. And then again, float torso and float legs. Stay with the breath. Oh yeah. Then interlace the hands behind you. Lift the legs a little higher. Breathing. Inhale. Exhale, gently release down. Hands plant under the armpits here. Tuck the back toes under. Inhale through high plank, high push up. And exhale, lift the hips back. Oh yeah. Into down dog. Stay with the breath. Nourish the body here. So good. Yeah, a little bit of knees, and step now the right foot to the right hand. And don't float. Torso, float arms, find your gaze. Engage the back of the quad here. It's that directed inner perception. Big inhale. Exhale now, right hand, right waist. Inhale, left hand forward. Fist, left hand on the elbow on the outside of near thigh, sinking armpit to knee. Right hand covers left. Open up here. Left hand earth. Right hand stars if you choose. And then draw the right arm over the head. Reach here. Stay with the breath. A nice big inhale. And exhale. Hand down, look down. Back foot steps to the top of the mat. Take a pause here. Nourish the body with your breathing. Oh yeah. And then inhale, half lift. A little bend in the knees, and then flat back to standing or reach to the sky. And then bring hands into the heart. Inhale your breathing. And exhale, float the hands down by the sides here. Let's take a moment. Great back work. Yeah. Come back to that in a little bit. Let peace come in. One pointed mind to peace. Nice, friends. And gently open the eyes here. Sweep hands and arms up, reach real tall. One movement, one breath. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, send the left leg back into lunge. Float upper body and arms to reach up. And exhale, gently release all the way down. Hands plant, step back, high plank, high push up here. Big inhale. Exhale, 8 points bowing, Ashtanga Pranam. Inhale, pull forward, cobra or up dog you choose. And exhale, lift the hips, down dog. Gently step the left foot to the left hand. And then inhale, float upper body, arms to reach. Fluid movements begin to kind of exhale, step back foot, forward fold. Find this kind of more universalized inhale, reach to standing. Feel the perception, hands, heart center. So now as we go through our flows, let your identification be with the whole experience. So inhale, float, hands and arms reach. Exhale, hinge, folding forward. Step the right leg back. Inhale, float, just feel very universalized here in your perception. Exhale, float all the way down the handspring, step back, high plank, high push-up. Inhale, breath. Exhale, 8 points, touch tongue, Pranayasana. Inhale, pull forward, cobra or urdhva, that's up dog. Exhale, lift the hips, down dog. Right foot steps. Inhale, float, upper body, arms reach. And back foot steps, forward fold. And then inhale to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, just take a moment. Kind of find this, again, more universalized field of your awareness. Might even close the eyes here and feel the space that's surrounding the body. Just take a moment for that. Just feel whole in the experience. So one more Surya Namaskar, palms turn open. Inhale, float, hands and arms to reach. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, bend knees. Left goes back. Inhale, float, arms, shoulders. Exhale, float out of it. High plank. Inhale, breath. Exhale, 8 points. Inhale, cobra up dog. It would be choice. Exhale, lift the hips down, dog. Left foot steps. Inhale, float. Exhale, back foot steps. So again, the whole kind of experience here. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, heart. We'll keep moving and breathing. Here, inhale the breath. Stay with me. Exhale, float the hands down. Inhale, sweep arms. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold right, leg goes back. Inhale, float. Really smooth out your movements and breathing. Exhale, float all the way down. Hands plant. High plank. Exhale, 8 points. Touch tongue, Pranayasana. Inhale, Bhujangasana or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot steps. Anjaneyasana to Dvajasana. Reach in. Exhale, back foot steps. Uttanasana. To standing Urdhva Namaskar. Asana, upward salutation. Exhale, heart Namaskar. Awesome. Oh. Just take a moment here. Eyes closed. Just kind of feel universalized. Your field of awareness. And then gently open the eyes here. Toe heel the feet together. Inhale the hands and arms over the head. Reach. Exhale, Utkatasana. We know this is chair pose. Keep reaching to the tips of the fingers as you bend into the knees and sink the hips. Stay with the breath here. Yeah, nice big inhale. And exhale, float the hands behind you. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, straighten the legs. Very whole in the experience here. Exhale, bend knees. Inhale, breath. Exhale, sweep the arms behind you. Inhale, sweep up. Just really fluid. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale, sweep arms behind you. Inhale, float on up. Last time, static though. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Pause here. Inhale the breath. Exhale, hands to prayer. And then we twist to the right, so left elbow on the outside of the near thigh, sinking armpit to knee. And kind of take the outside of this left hip back to square the hips. Right shoulder away from my ear to lengthen the spine. And then hands, maybe left hand or right hand stars. Work with what you got here. Stay with the breath. And then big inhale. Exhale, hand down, look down. Then inhale back into Utkatasana. And notice a bit for the quads. Give the legs a little bit of bounce here. Big inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. And then twist to the left, so right elbow. And then track the outside of that right hip back. Left shoulder away from the left ear, arms open. Breathe deeply. Stay with the breath. Oh yeah. And big inhale. Exhale, hand down, look down. Back into Utkatasana. Give the legs a little bit of a bounce again. And then inhale, stand. Widen the feet, exhale, hands to the sides here. Palms turn open. Oh. Knees bend. Reclaim your breathing. Let the whole experience be perceived. And exhale the breath completely here. And then inhale and hold the breath in. Wait. And gently exhale. Yeah. Okay, friends. Little vinyasa here. Inhale, float hands and arms. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, Ardha, so whole experience perception. Exhale, hinge, plant, step back, high plank, I push up here to the earth. Again, big inhale, exhale to the knees, all the way down. Back into Salambhasana locust pose, so exhale the breathing. Then inhale, float the torso and the legs, and just squeeze the back of the body here. Breathe. And then exhale down. And then again, inhale, float on up. Squeeze the back of the body, and then interlace the fingers. Stay with the breath. And gently release down. One more time. Inhale, float on up. Squeeze. Interlace fingers. And gently release. Hands under the armpits here. Through high plank, I push up. And exhale with this back into down dog. Nice, friends. Stay with the breath. Then inhale, float the right leg up here. Breathe deeply. And then take the right leg higher, let the hips naturally spin open, work the foot straight to the sky. Stay with the breath. And follow me here, big inhale. And exhale, release this right foot out to the right. On the right side, it looks like this. So we're here, toes are pointing forward. Work with what you got on this. And then first, let's just lift the hips back, and you end up grounding that left heel and just sink the heart here. Big opener for the inner groin of that right leg. Hopefully, yep. And then back to neutral. The leg stays open and extended, and then release to the left knee. And then the hips come down, and then the torso comes down if you like. Breathe here, stay with the breath. Oh yeah. And then from here, and it's a little tough to see, but bend this left knee and capture the foot or ankle with both hands. And just first draw the heel to the buttocks to stretch the quad, and then kick the foot into the hand. Yeah, breathe here. Yep, that's it. And then gently release the foot here. Come on up, back onto the forearms, like so. Just take a minute. And then this is just a little tricky, but work this right hand forward, and then come onto the left shoulder and reach towards the foot, like so. So we're here. Feel into that best you can, and then float this right onto the sky. And so we're not quite done. You can bend now this left knee and capture the foot again. Stay with the breath. Breathe deeply. Oh yeah, that's the way. And a nice big inhale. Next, we'll gently release all the way out of this form. There's really no name for this. It could be Santosh Asana number 11. Big inhale and exhale. Oh, back into down dog. Yeah. All right, friends. And then float the left leg, hip height, initially. Then take the leg higher, let the hip naturally spin open, work the foot straight to the sky. Go into that. And then sweep this foot over to the left, like so. I'm feeling into that. And then the hips lift back, the heart sinks. I'm kind of mooning the camera screen a little bit here. Just breathe. And then gently inhale back into a high plank type position, and then release to the hips. Like so. And then maybe all the way to the torso, like so. Going out, and then bend now this right knee, catch your foot or ankle. Maybe both hands. So stretch the quad first, and then kick the foot into the hand. Breathe deeply here. Stay with the breath. And then gently release the foot and leg down. And then we come back up onto the forearms. Take a second here. Going into that. And then we reach this left hand forward. And then the right hand goes underneath, like so. We capture, maybe the foot or shin or so. And then this left arm to the sky. Breathe in. And then maybe bend down this right knee. Capture foot or ankle. Stay with the breath. This is forest, pine forest yoga. Big inhale. And exhale, gently release everything down, hands plant, and then back into down dog. Nicely done, friends. Oh, yeah. Breathe deeply. And then child's pose here. So we'll meet in Balasana. Nicely done. Hips to the heels, forehead to the earth. Just relax here. And we'll meet in down dog. So just gently make your way back into down dog. Nice, friends. And then warrior one, right side. So right foot steps, left heel pivots down. And then, so we can find all this attunement here, right? Quad active, big toe mound, inner thighs, core, and arms float, but then let the attunement be into kind of like universalizing your perception of the experience. First, find your gaze, so find the drishti. And then any inner, alignment attunements, organize that. And then as you exhale, begin to soften all that. So soften the body here. And then allow that to then transform into a very broad kind of perception. And then let's just release the arms and soften them down so that pressure is kind of off the body and the shoulders, and let the palms just float up in front of you, and just relax the hands, forearms, shoulders. Just feel. Nice. And then hands behind you. Interlace fingers. Inhale. And exhale, draw the torso on the inside this way, like hands and arms over the head. That's it. Yeah. Nice. And then inhale, float all the way back up, arms over the head. Then we end up in peace warrior stance here. Hands prayer at the heart, we know. And then Virabhadrasana 3, release the back foot. And then straighten this front leg, lift the back leg. So again, modified warrior 3. Then a standing split here. Hands to the right shin, calf, ankle, floor, forward towards the shin. Yeah. And then carefully bend the knee of the standing leg, release the back foot down here, peace warrior stance. And then inhale, breath. Exhale, hands to the waist, straighten the front leg and then pivot 180 degrees here. So we make sure and step that right leg out as you saw me just do. It'll keep the hip aligned. And then quad active, inner thighs, core, all that, arms reach here. Find your drishti. Any inner, biomechanical alignment features, a little concentration there. And then focus on the breath and exhale, softening. Then universalize your field of awareness, wholeness here. Ekagrata, one pointed mind on the wholeness. Then we'll relieve the pressure of the arms and shoulders. Just float the hands and arms down, palms turn up, whatever's kind of comfortable for your body here. Whole perception, mind focused. And release the hands behind you. Release the fingers here. Inhale. And exhale, torso on the inside. Now this left leg, hands and arms over the head. Breathe. Oh yeah. And exhale the breath completely. Float arms again over the head. Reach just as a transition to peace. Warrior stance. Hands at the heart. Just really supple for a moment. And then warrior 3. Release the back foot. Heel points to the sky. Straighten the standing leg. Lift the back leg here. Breathe in. Oh yeah. And then hinging at the hips, there's that forward fold. Stay with the breath. Oh yeah. And then little bend in the knees back into peace warrior stance. And then again, just drishti, focused perception. And a nice big inhale, exhale, hands to the waist here. Straighten the front leg, pivot 180. And then back foot steps to the top of the mat. Palms turn open, inhale, sweep, hands and arms reach. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Chin tucks, hands come down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And we'll meet back at standing. So swan soars up to the standing reach. Exhale, heart center. And pause here. Hands by the side, soften the knees, little bend. Just relaxing. Observing, witnessing. And gently open the eyes here. Inhale, sweep hands and arms up. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha, half lift. We'll meet in down dog. Exhale, bend the knees, plant, and just step back into down dog here. And then child's pose, please. And then gently inhale, come on up to seated position here. I'm just getting another sip of chai. Take a water break if you have water nearby. Oh yeah. Nice, friends. So Upavista Konasana. Here, so separate the feet wide here in a V shape. We kind of organize this so we're on the front of the sits bones, and it can be helpful to place a blanket under the hips if you're in the back pockets here, leaning back a little bit. And then we manually internally rotate the thighs. So we're going to pull the hamstring out like so. Toes spread, and that's typically enough to engage the quads here, and then just bring the hands behind you, and then maybe a little leverage to extend the front spine. So sit tall and close the eyes here. And bring your drishti, so to the point of tension on the inner groins that's being most expressed, if you will, in the stretch. Just concentrate there for a moment, let it appear in your field. And then imagine as you inhale, you can draw the energy from the earth underneath you and into the pelvic floor through the place that's being stretched. Relationship between prana and chitta. This is how we create an illuminated chitta, is inviting illuminated energies into the fabric of our being, if you will. You might even feel some tingling or even some heat. It might even be more uncomfortable, actually, kind of filling the area with life force, vitality, strengthening it, purifying it. And then begin to soften the pelvic floor, soften those tendons in there, relax the legs in whatever way feels supported for you. Yeah, that's the way. And then we'll gently open the eyes here. And then hands come now in front and ground. Energetically, I'm kind of pulling my hands towards my pelvis, and that just allows for this anterior pivot of the pelvis forward. You can see I'm not rounding, I'm continuing to lengthen the front spine, so I'm activating the back, the toes stay spread here. And then maybe you take a little deeper stance, it's up to you. The earth. And then we'll just gently walk the hands back to the pelvis. Not to stay in that too long. Those are really tender tendons, but we'll stay here and then we'll pirouette and a twist to the right. And then gently walk the left hand up the right leg, and then you can release this right hand as well. That kind of makes room in the hip. Just sink here, breathe in. And then come up halfway. And then we'll take this right forearm on the inside of the right leg. Maybe the palm turns up with the hand, and just kind of open the ribs here and then reach this left arm to the sky. You might sink the torso a little deeper. You choose how that looks. And then let's first just bring the hand to the back of the head so we stay open in the torso here. Kind of spread the toes of the left foot. Feel that. And then just reach the arm out, and maybe the foot is in your future, present experience. And then ground this right forearm or so. Then inhale, float the left arm up to come out of it. Nice big inhale. And release. Oh, yeah. Excellent. And we'll twist now to the left. This right hand on the outside of the shin. It just walks its way up. This left hand can release to your kopachai. Sink a little deeper here. Stay with the breath. And then the left forearm, inside left leg, palm turns up. Maybe ribs open, and just first reach the arm up. Oh yeah, stay with the breath. And then to the back of the head, and the chin lifts here. So let all that kind of open. Oh, and then inhale, reach this right arm over the head, possibly to the foot. Stay with the breathing. And then ground this left hand, inhale. We'll come out of it, right hand to the sky. We reach up, 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 up. Oh, yeah. Float the arm down. Take a minute here. Let the eyes close and just feel the wholeness. If you want to breathe into the pelvic floor, psychically do that. Nice, friends. And then hands to the inner legs here, the knees, and just float the knees up like so. Give the hips a little release. We'll come into Baddha Konasana, unbound angle. The soles of the feet come together, the knees. Kind of press the heels together with actually the glutes and the knees. Just when we activate the outside legs, they just wrap down. Torso extends. And you can lean forward if you want. I stay kind of extended in this. That leaning forward puts a little extra pressure on it. Kind of injured knee that I have, that I've had for 20 years now, actually. 20 years. It's okay, though. And then gently we release out of this. I'm going to spin around. We'll all just join together on our backs. Just gently use the core here, float down onto the back. Extend the arms over the head long. That always is kind of wonderful. Full body stretch here. Maybe point and flex the feet. Maybe walk the hips even a little bit. And then cactus the arms when you're ready, so just to take the pressure off of the shoulders here, and feet roll open, and just let the body fully relax. So we're bringing our one-pointed mind into the energy of what is stillness, or peace. We recognize, though it's fascinating because it doesn't appear to be in, say, one location. It's encompassed It feels as if it's of its own possession as well. There's no way that it's possessed by us. It's too universal. Yeah, and then just gently hug the knees into the chest. Give them a little squeeze here. You can rock side to side, a little massage of the spine. And we'll do our inversion, Viparita Krani Mudra. Block under the hips, or if you want, you just ground the hands and lift. This is what we'll do. Lift the feet, lift the hips, and then come up onto the shoulder girdle. It's hard to talk and do this. Hands below back, and then the body makes a V shape, So we release the hips as much as we can into the hands and pressure up the hands and elbow, upper arm connection. And again, make sure that there's a nice little crook in the hips. That's where the mudra is. And the eyes can close. And then temple legs, so the soles of the feet come together, the knees open naturally, the feet drift towards the pelvis here. Mm-hmm. And there's this thing I do. I'm going to put my hands on my hip bones, the fingers are out, and then my hips will stay lifted, and then I'll release my legs down and long, so it's like you're on a block. You can do that. It's tough, though, sometimes for the wrists. I just feel like I needed that space in the body here. And then gently, whenever you're ready, release the hips however you can, all the way down. And hug the knees last time into the chest. You can rock side to side. And then make yourself comfortable for Shavasana, for corpse pose. Take whatever time you need for that. And we'll do our breath retentions, though. Don't want to leave that out. And so once you're down in Shavasana here, exhale your breath completely, and then take a nice big inhale and hold the breath in and just wait on it. So inhale and hold the breath. And gently exhale. And we'll do that again in pooch, out the belly. And so exhale your breathing completely. And then take a nice big inhale. Hold the breath in. Pooch out the belly. And then gently exhale your breathing. Meet you on the other side of this, friends. Just I gently recognize the awakening into awareness. The Ekagrata of mind, one pointed nature of mind. Maybe the emptiness of mind. And let the breath gently extend here, so a little deeper breathing. And a little stretching to come back into the body, and we'll eventually end up on the left side here. And gently come to a seated position here. Come on up. So if there's anyone that's new on the stream here, we have another solid, 20, 25 minutes of practice. Review pranayams and meditation. It's here. And this week I want to do the four purification breaths. And that may be new for some and not for others. And so I'll teach each one individually, really specifically. The purpose of the four purifications are kind of an adjunct practice in Ayurveda to what are called the Shakkarmas, or the 6 cleansing practices. But then the four purifications also balance the 3 doshas, so they have that influence and purify and also release a ton of prana if one practices these regularly. So we're going to just get comfortable in your asana, seated meditation position. The first one is real familiar, is Nadi Shodhan, alternate nostril breathing. It's actually defined as nerve cleansing practice. The technique is to fold the index finger and the middle finger into the palm of the hand, extend thumb and ring finger. Then we gently bring the hand to the face instead of turning the face to the hand, so that chin stays aligned with the sternum and the belly button. Elbow lifts slightly. Then exhale your breathing. Close the right nostril and then inhale through the left nostril. Full yogic breath here, belly, ribs, chest. Get to the top of that, lift the thumb, take the ring finger and close the left nostril and exhale through the right nostril. And then the full yogic breath, gently inhaling through the right nostril when you're ready. Full yogic breath again. And lift the ring finger, take the thumb and close the right nostril and exhale through the left nostril. We know this is constituting one round of practice, and just continue as time permits. I'll bring us together at the end here. Gently cycle through. There's no hurry. Complete the round that you're on by exhaling out the left nostril and just absorb energy of the practice. Let the mind reflect back into the one pointedness of peace. Okay, friends, the second practice is called Kapalabhati, skull shining. And the practice is done with sharp exhalations as the belly draws to the spine, with kind of taking the breath and piercing the brain area, the third eye chakra area, actually. And it's a chest breath on the inhale. And that happens naturally. I'll do one little demonstration here. And rhythm is more important than pace, so you know. And actually what's moving my breathing is the diaphragm here. The belly is hardly moving, so this isn't like breath of fire, you know, in any way, shape, or form. Again, it's the diaphragm that's moving the breath. So we take about 80% of an inhale and then just begin the practice. We'll do 50 repetitions, 2 rounds with a catch breath in between. I'll kind of call that out. Exhale, you're breathing completely. We'll do this together. Inhale. When you're ready, catch breath. Exhaling. And then inhaling for the second round. And just relax here, absorb the practice. And the next practice is called Sarghalti, the fire wash. This is done on an exhale retention. So we'll exhale out all the breath and then lean forward. I place my hands on the floor. You can place them on the knees. The spine stays extended though, and the diaphragm is oscillated in rapid succession towards the spine and released. I'll do a little demo here. Like so. And then you relax the belly out and then inhale. And so that as we hold the breath out, we can only do that for so long. It can be a little tender, you know, to the nervous system. So don't grasp for air. Say when you need to breathe, just, you know, relax the belly out and straighten the torso and breathe. We'll do 2 rounds with a catch breath. So together, exhale, you're breathing completely. And then inhale here. Exhale, lean forward. Hold the breath out, no cheating. Oscillate the belly in rapid succession when you're ready. Inhaling. So catch breath. Exhaling. Another full inhale here. Another round. Exhale. Lean forward. Again, hold the breath out. Oscillate the belly. Breathe when you need to. Take a moment here, close the eyes, let the practice absorb into the subtle body. And then the last practice is called Ashwini Mudra, or seal. I'm not allowed to demonstrate here, but how the practice is done is we inhale, hold the breath in, and then you squeeze and release the anal sphincter muscle in succession. Again, rhythm is more important than pace. We'll do 2 rounds. Exhale the breath completely. Take a nice big inhale, hold the breath in, and then squeeze and release. Exhale when you need to. Exhaling. Catch breath, inhale. Exhale. And last round here. Inhale, hold the breath in. Squeeze and release anal sphincter muscle. Ashwini Mudra. And exhale when you're ready. Eyes closed here. Allow your breath to relax back into the belly. So third eye drishti. So Ekagrata sadhana, one pointed mind practice. So just focus on the third eye. It's 3 finger widths deep, 3 or 4 finger widths deep inside the brain from the front of the forehead, level of the eyebrows, pineal gland. We know this. It's behind the frontal lobe, so really direct your inner drishti behind the fabric of the frontal lobe of the brain. It's tucked away in there, and then as you inhale, bring the breath there, chanting internally Om, and as you exhale, also Om. So the Om is subvocally, just so we're clear here. Just to gently let the mantra and the focus on the chakra subside. Allow the same quality of your concentration, the Ekagrata, to then direct its concentration to the cosmic field of awareness that, say, surrounds the body. When they begin to then recognize that the being is just a perceiving entity, as almost as if one is an antenna, a perception of awareness, perceiving awareness. Just chant a few moments here. So bringing hands to prayer here. So honoring the time that we share together and the teachings of yoga, and just an incredible experience always, friends. Namaste. Names here a little closer. Yeah, thank you so much for participating, everyone. It's really just a magical time always. And take a moment to concentrate on one thing, every now and then. Helps a lot. Share these videos if you get a chance. I'm trying to broaden, some of the promotional stuff with that. And the Venmo thing is helpful too, all that. Just thank you so much for working with me in these practices and the consistency of your practice. And here we are, towards the end of 2020, and we're still on it, we're still in all the things, and let this ground us, together in our humanhood, and, thank you everyone for your comments. I'm selling the manuscripts too, so if you want a book, let me know. Direct message me or otherwise, and we know how this ends. Love, peace, friends. All right, namaste. I'm going to leave comments here. Yes, Sam, my book is available for purchase, and so we'll connect on that. Tammy, you're welcome. Thank you. Megan, absolutely. You're so very welcome. Stephanie, you're welcome. Crystal, all the friends. Sarah, so glad you're here. And everyone, just love all of you. All right, peace.